attending tonight's meeting. Before we begin, I would like to state that the Planning Commission meetings are open to the public in person and via a Microsoft Teams streaming application. All Planning Commission meeting information can be found on the Town of Monument website. The Planning Commission's role is to conduct public hearings and to make recommendations for the Town Council regarding land use matters in the Town of Monument. Each commissioner agrees to a non-partial, objective, and fair review, which includes no prejudgment of the projects. Should a commissioner wish to disqualify him or herself for any conflicts of personal or financial interest in this matter before us tonight, please say so now. For those attending tonight who wish to provide comment on agenda items, you may speak to the commission during the public comment sections of the agenda. Those who attend in person will be called upon first and are asked to come to the podium and sign in with your name and address. Those attending via Microsoft Teams will be called upon next and are asked to utilize the raise your hand option and unmute your microphone when called upon. We ask that if multiple people have the same comment, only one person speak on that same subject. Again, thank you all for attending. We will now begin the meeting with roll call.
Thank you. Vice Chair Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Egley.
Here.
Commissioner Peterson.
Here.
Commissioner Hours.
Here.
Commissioner Hatch.
Here.
Thank you. That concludes roll call.
And we have no appointments of alternates as voting members tonight. We do have a quorum present. At this time, I'd ask that everybody stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Here.
No, you're good.
At this time, I will move to approve the minutes from the March 12th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. Can I get a second, or does anyone have any changes that they'd like to make?
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Ray, when you're ready, please take roll call.
Thank you. Vice Chair Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner Egley.
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson.
Yes.
Commissioner Hours.
Yes.
And Commissioner Hatch.
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes. Motion passes. 5 in favor, or 5 in favor, none opposed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Our first case is a request for approval of case number 04 Tech 2025, the final plat known as Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development. This is a public hearing. This case has been noticed for a public hearing. I will now turn it back over to staff for the presentation.
All right, one moment here while I get prepared to share my screen.
Let's keep going.
All right. So tonight we're going to be discussing the final plat for Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development. Just so that everyone's aware, this meeting was posted for public hearing, and here's proof of the public hearing notifications being met. The applicant, Mr. Brian Law of JR Engineering, on behalf of the Thompson Thrift Commercial, is seeking approval of a final plat for the purpose of subdividing individual lots for sale and future development of the business park. Attachments included with the staff report include aerial location and future land use maps, public hearing notices, a project narrative, the Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development final plat itself, and the Planning Commission's resolution number 02-2025, a sketch plan for the Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development approved February 12, 2025, as well as your draft findings of fact. The applicant request, going over again some general project information. It's an approval of a final plat located at that property schedule number. It is north of Baptist Road, east of Old Denver Road. Some more context. The subject property is within the Santa Fe Park Preliminary Planned Unit Development. North of that location is the Woodman Valley Chapel PUD. South would be the Monument Industrial and Quick Trip PUDs respectively. To the east is I-25, the state highway, and to the west is vacant El Paso County property. Some history. The subject property is zoned PUD, Planned Unit Development, as part of the preliminary planned unit development known as Santa Fe Park Ordinance 10/2020. The Planning Commission recently approved via Resolution 02/2025 Terrazzo Baja Commercial
Mr. Egley, last chance.
I think one of the, not really a question, but really more of a statement that since this is really just the final plat, when it comes before us the next time, I think we need to provide some direction to staff and to the applicant to provide a complete and comprehensive traffic study during that time. I know that Commissioner Hours asked about that when this came in front of us a couple months ago, and so I'd like to reiterate that.
Do we want to,
I don't know if we make that a condition of approval tonight or not. I'm not really sure if that needs to be a condition or if that's just a direction that we give to staff.
I'm
Both
sorry.
in terms of the traffic study and stormwater management.
Commissioner Egley, can you repeat that? I missed that.
Just that I didn't know if we needed to include as a condition approval that when next in front of us, the applicant or the staff require a comprehensive and complete traffic study at the time that the PUD comes in front of us for consideration, not only the traffic study, but also stormwater management.
Those will be required, anyway, but I mean, so they'll be in the minutes, but if you'd like to make a condition or to make that a formal statement for the minutes, it's up to you. But we will be requiring formal stormwater and formal traffic studies for all development in the site beyond, this project tonight.
All right, that's satisfactory for me. I'm not sure about, but it looks like everyone else as well.
I agree. I agree. Is there any other questions? Commissioners?
It should be noted that a traffic study has been submitted and staff has reviewed, or their consultant has reviewed a traffic study, correct?
We have, but there's no, we're not, I waived the requirement, for a traffic study as part of not the plat, but of the Tri-View facility, which we'll be looking at the next case. And until we understand all the uses that are being provided for in the overall development or on a one-by-one basis, it'd be difficult for us to consider a traffic study and for them to review and consider a traffic study without all the information. So at this point, we're each project comes in. We're going to hope that traffic study has been updated to the corresponding use that's being proposed, and that we can then confirm that it's not going to have a negative impact on the area, and it does indeed meet the intent of the overall project, and then we'll approve it at that point. But right now, we're trying. The plat doesn't require a traffic study, and as I will be reporting at the next case, the Tri-View project, the Tri-View admin building will not require it either. I don't think they are. They just wanted to make sure I do my job and require it in the future. So I promised that I would. Thank you.
Just so everybody's clear that we went ahead, the staff is going to ensure that happens at the appropriate time. So we're not going to make that a condition. So with that, if there's no more comments, I would entertain from the commissioners a motion.
And we could bring the recommended motion back up on the screen if you'd like that, if that would be helpful.
I think I have it in front of me.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Vice Chairman, this is Commissioner Egley. I move that we approve the final plat known as Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development located north of Baptist Road and east of Old Denver Road as supported by the attached finding of facts.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Ray, would you?
Yes, thank you. Vice Chair Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Egley,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson,
Yes.
Commissioner Hours,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatch.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 5 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. Our second case tonight is a request for approval of case number 05, TEC 2025, the final planned unit development for the Tri-View Administration Building located on Lot 4 of the Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development Final Plat. This is a public hearing, and this case has been noticed for a public hearing. Send over to the staff for presentation.
Thank you very much. All right. So as you've mentioned, this is the final plan unit development for the Tri-View Administration Building. Proof of public notice requirements having been met are present here. Sorry, one moment.
It takes a few seconds for the screen.
All right. Introduction. The applicant, Mr. Brian Law of JR Engineering, on behalf of the Tri-View Metropolitan District, is seeking approval of the final plan unit development known as the Tri-View Administration Building for the construction and operation of their new major office for the Metropolitan District. As proposed, Tri-View's admin building will operate as a main office and contain service vehicles for the district. Included attachments that went along with the staff report, aerial location maps and future land use maps, the public hearing notices, the final plan unit development site plan documentation, the Tri-View Metropolitan Regional Office grading and erosion control plans, drainage compliance letters, and the Santa Fe Santa Fe Park traffic impact study as further supported by the Tri-View Metropolitan District traffic compliance letter. And finally, our draft findings of fact. Again, the applicant's request is approval of a final planned unit development on lot 4 of the Terrazzo Baja commercial property. Final plat that we would just concluded with. Surrounding zoning and land use. Again, this property was part of the Santa Fe Park preliminary planned unit development. Similarly, Woodman Valley Church PUD to the north, Monument Industrial and Quick Trip PUDs to the south, east I-25 State Highway, and west is vacant El Paso County property. The subject property is Lot 4 of the Santa Fe Park, aka Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development Plan Unit Development. Each parcel within the each parcel is required to obtain final plan unit development approval prior to the issuance of land development and building permits can be issued. Most recently, the Planning Commission reviewed and approved a sketch plan for the development, reaffirming the intent of the approved preliminary plan unit development. The sketch plan was approved by PC Resolution number 02/2025. Here shortly, you'll see the site plan for the Tri-View Administration Building. There it is, as well as the location of Lot 4 over on the top right-hand corner of your screen. Next, we have the landscape plan proposed to go alongside the site plan, as well as site data at the top and a legend of materials to the bottom right. Moving on, we have some sketches of what the proposed building will look like. Elevations, sorry. Thank you. And for staff's proposed finding of fact, the proposed use meets the intent of the comprehensive plan designation for the property. The final plan unit development is consistent with the approved preliminary plan unit development. On-site circulation and access are designed for the anticipated type of pedestrian and vehicular traffic generated by the office building. The building design in terms of orientation, spacing, material, exterior color and texture, storage, and lighting result in a quality architectural design and is compatible with the existing and anticipated area commercial developments. The landscaping is a quality design that enhances the site and is compatible with the surrounding neighborhood as shown by the amount, types, and materials used. And finally, we have, adequate off-street parking, both standard and ADA accessible is provided. And finally, we have the final plan unit development fits within the context of the land use pattern and roadway and utility systems of the larger surrounding area. Our staff's recommended action is a motion to make a recommendation to approve the final plan unit development for the Tri-View Administration Building located on Lot 4 of the Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development Final Plat, as supported by the attached findings of fact and described by the following documents, those being the final plan unit development site plan, the grading and erosion control plan, etc., rate drainage compliance, and traffic studies. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Is there any, excuse me, any input from the applicant at all or no? Good. Feel free.
Flower Architects, we designed the building. I don't think we have anything to add based on that really great proposal, in our opinion. So if you guys have any questions that we're happy to answer about anything on the building or the.
At this time, this is a public hearing. We will open up the public hearing. Any public that would like to speak, and we have none. Any hands online, Ray?
At this
Okay, at this time, we'll close the public hearing. Go to Commissioner questions and comments, and Commissioner Egley, I'll start with you again.
Thanks. Yeah, I had just a couple of quick questions. Number of vehicles that'll be parked on the site during the day, whether it's some employees or not really customers, I don't suppose, but more employee related.
Good question. We currently have about this is going to be actually administration as
Yeah.
well as utility services. Right now, we're spread throughout the district, but we're trying to consolidate our utility staff as well as our administration into one building. So currently, I have about 6 utility employees that'll be working out of there. And as far as administration goes, we have 4 right now, myself and our district administrator, billing person, and assistant manager. So there's a total of about 10, maybe 11 people that'll work out of there. We all drive our personal vehicles to work. So there's 11. We have probably 6 or 7 trucks and, kind of a pool vehicle. So a total of about 8 would be parked on site at any one time. Of course, the idea is they're not supposed to be in the office that much, and and dispersing, and so there will be some traffic flow in and out as they come into the office and pick up materials and what have you, and then go back out to the field.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I apologize.
that's fine.
Since there are some service vehicles, you won't have any on-site fueling for
No,
those service
there's no-
vehicles or off-site fueling?
We do not do that. We buy all of our fuel at Murphy's, or in some cases Pilot. So
Okay, great.
no, fine.
Also wondering about what type of safety protocols, enhancements, crossing Baja Drive as it crosses the Santa Fe Trail itself, the dirt trail, the bike and walking.
I think what we've talked about, and Brian can maybe address this as well, but what we've talked about is something very similar to what they've done in other areas, Texas, possibly, certainly yield signs and traffic warning signs for those on the trail,
Right.
and also some sort of signage as folks cross. I don't looking at raising the Santa Fe Trail up. I've seen that done before in other communities. I haven't heard that as being a possible solution, but I think right now, as I understand it, Baja will come to a dead end until they work out some land issues with the county. And so right now, Baja's looking at it being just pretty much a cul-de-sac right now as it comes up there and dead ends.
Oh, okay. Okay, really, that's all I had for right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
A couple of quick questions. Is all the main infrastructure already installed or installed prior to you?
It's interesting. The wastewater line is installed. It basically parallels the Santa Fe Trail. The water line was installed basically from down by Monument Industrial all the way north, crosses under, I think that's No Name Creek, if I recall, and it ends up servicing the Woodman. So that is installed. It was put in more or less along the alignment of Terrazzo. So that's installed. Electric, they're in the process of bringing in power from essentially where Monument Industrial warehouse is north, and Black Hills is doing something similar. So most of the utilities are there. We're working on storm sewer. A lot of that will be done on site, and that certainly has to be installed as part of this project.
Sounds good. Is there any plans for on-site maintenance of vehicles, or is that all done off-site?
We do all of our maintenance of vehicles at what we call the A yard, which is located over off Jackson Creek Parkway. It's just north of our current administration building, where the senior center is over there on Jackson.
Gotcha.
That's where all of our vehicle maintenance is done.
It's nothing on this site
No,
planned.
no.
Gotcha. So
A lot of the vehicles, incidentally, will be parked inside. That's 8-car garage, 8-vehicle garage. So most of the service trucks and so forth will be parked inside.
that's good. That's all I had. Thank you.
Commissioner Hatch, anything?
Just a quick question about the fencing that I see going around like the retention ponds. It's just going to be covering 3 sides, not between the parking lot and the detention ponds. Is that correct? It looks like it just sort of captures near Baja and then the backside and then up to Teresa.
Yes, that, I think what you're describing is what we have in mind.
Like a privacy fence.
Yes.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
wood and
Well, it's actually going to be slot fence,
slot fence.
or those
Yeah.
imitation stone fencing.
I appreciate that. Yeah. The other question I had was the depth of the retention ponds. It looks pretty steep there. Is it?
I'm going to rely on,
Can you tell? It looks,
Yeah, actually, they're fairly shallow. They're, yeah, little catchment areas, basically, really not so much ponds as they'll look like little landscape low spots.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was just noticing the elevation. I went, ooh, could be steep.
No,
Okay.
Be too bad.
Commissioner Ayers, one question, I'm hitchhiking on Commissioner Egley's. There won't be any construction vehicles in there, so on and so forth, or will there?
our intention is not to have those there.
Okay.
However, I'm not going to say never is never, because have a main break or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, as a rule,
But as a rule, no, we have another facility leaving that equipment at. So it's not intended. This parking lot is for vehicles and customers.
okay, clarify that. Now, with all due respect to you, because I think you're doing a great job
Thank you, sir.
with TriView. Had my questions in the past, but I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
But I'm going to ask you to do one thing. Just have frequent safety meetings with your people now that you're moving all those vehicles down from. And I'll tell you why. Across Kettle Valley Way to the west side of Glen Eagle, twice a day walking two dogs. Some of your drivers, when I'm standing in the yield, some of your drivers stop like that. Your other drivers say, I got to beat him. It's my understanding that when there's people standing waiting to go,
That's correct.
that they're not supposed to step out to get somebody to stop. Now, the reason I say that, because when they get down walking on the pathway for the people that are exercising, they're going to run into people that are coming up. And if they don't see them coming and stop, rather than saying, oh, are they going to jump in or are they going to wait for me? And that's all I ask you to do is
Yeah.
in your
No,
safety
that-
meetings, hit that.
That's a
hard.
good point, and thank you for bringing that up. But
That's
yeah,
all
you're
I've got.
right. They're supposed to slow down and stop if
Yeah,
there's some.
some do, but I'm just saying there's going to be quite a more people crossing down there than there are on Glen Eagle. That's all I'm saying, that I think the caution is needed, but otherwise, very pleased with everything. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hours. So I understand that there is a fence all the way around it. Is it like controlled access?
Yes, there will be
It is.
there will be gates on. Yeah,
That was kind of my question, because
Yeah.
it's not, this isn't someplace somebody's gonna go, because I live on the west side, so I don't know TriView.
right.
But nobody's going to pay their water bill or anything like that.
There could be somebody. Most of that stuff's done online.
Okay, all right.
There occasionally we've got a handful of
Couple of-
customers that insist on bringing their.
I know the
check in.
town does too. Some folks that still write checks.
So we
I write a lot of checks.
we do have that.
Thank you. This time, I don't believe it. Anyone would like to make a motion? Sorry, I turned my mic off for a second.
Mr. Vice Chairman, this is Commissioner Egley. I move that we approve the final plan unit development for the Triview Administration Building located on Lot 4 of the Terrazzo Baja Commercial Development Final Plat, as supported by the attached finding of facts.
Second,
I have a motion and a second. Ray, would you take roll, please?
Yes, thank you. Vice Chair Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Egley,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson,
Yes.
Commissioner Hours,
yes.
Commissioner Hatch.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 5 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Thank you for coming. At this time, we would open it up to any non-agenda public items. If there was anyone in the public, if you guys want to speak about anything else, you may do so. I don't see any. Anyone online? No, there's nobody online. Reports, communications, and announcements. Start with you, Mr. Egley, if you had anything.
I just had a quick question for Dan. Excuse me. When do you think we might see the next stage of the comprehensive plan come before us, or at steering committee, or the planning commission as a whole?
Great question, Commissioner Egley. We're anticipating that we're getting the draft existing conditions report, which will outline the results of all of our focus groups, our community sessions, and survey. And in addition to on-site visits by our consultant team, we expect to be receiving that draft document by the end of May. And then I'm hoping to set up a joint meeting with you and the town council to review that document together, and then talk and kind of start talking about the next steps, the visioning process, and so on. So if we get it sooner, I'll definitely let you know. But I know that we've been meeting with the consultant about two to three times a week, either with other parties. We're going to be meeting individually with counselors. If any of you are interested in meeting with Andy Cross from Lakota Group, because you'd like to provide a little bit more personal input, I'd be glad to set that up. Andy's been great. Going through a slew of questions and then making sure that everyone has an opportunity to share their thoughts about the future of the community. So just let me know.
Sharpers, anything? Nope. Mr. Hatch, anything to report? No. Mr. Hours.
I just want you all to know that the chair asked if I was okay when I didn't ask any questions. I am doing well.
Just real briefly, want to speak about the attendance by myself, Chair Trujillo, and Commissioner Hatch to the National Planning Conference up in Denver the last weekend in March. It was much appreciated that we were invited, and I'd like to thank the planning department, the director of planning, for inviting us to that. I thought it was time well spent. We got to engage in a lot of things that were of particular interest, I think, especially now that we're working on the comp plan. So I think we got some good tools and resources, especially that we can touch back to. Just a couple of those things were like, that I would mention would be the religious institution lands as a solution for housing in difficult areas, fire on the Front Range, and then a lot of talk about water, and we got some good information on housing crisis in Colorado. So it was definitely time well spent. Enjoyed it, and we look forward to spending some of my free time looking at the online videos when they come available next week. So thank you for that.
I truly appreciate having you there as well. It was an interesting conference. There's a lot going on in the country. There were notable absence, folks from agencies that could not attend. And we missed them. But those who were there, we did cover a lot of really great topics. When the online videos are available, which I suspect will be next week, Ray and I will share with you the list of programs that if you want to come out, I'll pop popcorn and make you a snow cone, and you can watch any of these programs here in the chamber. And I hope you take advantage of it. It's the program happens every year. It's not often that the planners get to stand up and talk about what they're doing or the issues that they're working with. and then have people listen. So I really appreciate you guys being there in person, and I invite you guys to participate here in the chamber. So.
Absolutely. And I know, just to add to your comments, Dan, I know you're passionate about the organization itself, and that I know that you have a desire that they would expand a little bit more to include more topics apropos to planning commissioners. So, I mean, I'd offer my, my voice if it's needed, and bring that conversation to their board, if you will.
I'll take you up on that. Yeah, I want to make sure that public officials such as yourself or the elected officials have an opportunity to talk about these issues, because they absolutely impact you, and your neighbors and your fellow and other business owners. We're in the process of doing our comprehensive plan, so you're knee deep in it as it is. And there's no better resource than than your fellow commissioners across the country, and that's when they get together. So I wish we had a more robust plan commission member initiative with the American Planning Association. So I'll definitely take you up on that when I send in my livid letter. And the 15-minute classes, I can't believe you got into one. They were packed and they were only 15 minutes long. So I didn't get that. Yeah.
Thanks. One final comment from me. I just want to put on the public record that I know we still have 2 alternate vacancies open, right? Because hopefully I know that these recordings do get reviewed and this information gets put into the local papers and stuff. So I'd like to, ask for that help from the local media. If you're listening, to go ahead and put that word out there that we are looking for alternates on the planning commission. So come out and serve and be part of the comprehensive plan and help shape the future of Monument.
Chair Smith, if I also add, I was just talking to the mayor today, and if there's if you know of a high school student who's interested in learning more about government and local government in particular, this is a great place for them to start. I'd love to have someone in the room. We're actually going to start looking at bringing back a student liaison program. But if there's somebody if you know of a family who's got a high school student who's interested in just participating and listening, we're not going to have them vote, but there's no reason why they couldn't be here and learn about their community, and especially with the comprehensive planning process. I think this is a great time for a student to get involved.
Absolutely. Is there any problem with putting that solicitation out on social media?
I'm going to work on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Could I ask you a question?
Absolutely, you can. Come on up.
Hello, board. I'm Officer Degenhart. I'm actually an SRO at one of our schools. If you guys could give us some information about that, we can reach it out and give it to our students at our high school at Monument Academy, and might be able to have some of our students be interested in maybe taking part of that. So that's all I had to say.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question based on when you said, and I think that's great. Where would they be positioned when they come in here?
For now, they'd be in the audience, but
In the audience.
but I would love to, when we come up, we're going to need to put together a formal program, and there's no reason why a student might not sit up here with us. As I said, they'd be non-voting, but I'm hoping that we get more than one student, and we get different people who are interested in the comprehensive plan. Again, this is the future of this community. If it's going to impact anybody, it's our students. So I just encourage you to reach out to your friends and see if there's someone who might want to come out and just test it out, and you can let them know how entertaining this process is.
Sounds like a great idea.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, there's no other comments. The next meeting date will be May 14th, 2025 at 6 p.m. And I would look for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move that we adjourn this meeting of the Monument Planning Commission in what I expect to be record time on this date. Thank you.
Okay, I just asked that we let Martin know that it was.
We did it
handled
without him.
efficiently, quickly. All in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
This meeting is now adjourned at 6, looks like 41.